Welcome back to Paper Creations by Mindy YouTube channel and blog. I'm Mindy and I'm going to show you today a background I created using my Distress Ink Oxides, some embossing, and Kraftin Kimmie Stamps. I'm starting out by using my fancy floral stamp set from Kraftin Kimmie Stamps and randomly stamping the individual flowers around my card. I'm also going to be bringing in the Bugs and Kisses stamp set, and I'm going to be using the leaves from that just to place in between the flowers kind of as a filler. Then what I'll do is apply the Nuvo White embossing powder to the entire card, giving it a nice good coat. I put all the extra back into the jar, and I'll give it a couple good flicks to make sure that I have all that excess off and nothing left on the card, and then heat set that with my heat gun. These two stamp sets are from the same artist, and I think they coordinate perfectly together. I love these stamps because there's so much you can do with them, whether you want to just color the flowers themselves or create a really unique background. So like I said, I'm just heat embossing here. You want to make sure that your heat gun is nice and hot before you start this process going over your entire card. Once my card is cooled off, I'm going to start doing some ink blending. I'm using the Distress Ink Oxides for this. I'm a huge fan of the Oxides. They blend so smoothly together. This is really a good investment if you're looking for some blending inks. I start off with the lightest color first, which is the Cracked Pistachio, and I'm just going to go in a circular motion and in a diagonal direction. That's just what I chose to do for this card. I then continue blending with my Broken China. I don't start blending right next to the Cracked Pistachio, and the reason for this is because if I happen to come in a little too dark right away with the blue, it's not right next to where that light color is. So I can kind of blend out towards the green just to soften that area up a little bit. Next is the Wilted Violet. So if you notice, I'm kind of going in an order with my colors. I started with my lightest and ending with my darkest or the most vibrant of the colors. That way it's a little easier to blend together, and the colors are more of a gradual change as they go across the card, if that makes sense. I then go back over the colors and just blend it out a little bit more, soften that up just where each color meets. I made this piece of cardstock a little bigger than what I plan on putting on my card just to give me a little bit of room to work with. I'll end up trimming it down once it's all finished. After I have everything blended, I take a piece of paper towel and just rub off the card front over the card front to remove the ink from the embossed flowers. You'll notice this really makes everything pop. And I then take a small water bottle and just flick some water onto the card because the distress inks are reactive to water, so it'll leave some really cool water spots on the background. Next up is to make my sentiment banner. I'm going to use a Misty stamping tool for this. You don't have to. You can just use any clear block, but I do love my Misty. I can't stamp straight, so I use this for almost everything. I used the sentiment from the Fancy Floral Stamp set and lined that up where I wanted it to be on the banner. I'm going to use the Memento Black Tuxedo ink and apply some lightly to the stamp. Just make sure there's no excess around the stamp itself. The first time I stamped this, I got some on my banner, so I'm just making sure to wipe it off this time. Another bonus of the Misty tool is that I can lightly ink it up the first time, and since everything is already lined up, I can go back, ink it up again, and stamp it again for a nice, clear, crisp image. Okay, on to the card assembly. I've already pre-cut all of my pieces, my black card base measuring 4¼ by 5½. I'm using my ATG gun to adhere all of my pieces together, giving it some good coverage and making sure that everything is just lined up nicely. And I'm going to attach the sentiment banner in the same way, and I'm going to use actually my new black cutting mat there to make sure that it's lined up straight across the bottom. For a nice finishing touch, I'm going to add some sequins from Little Things by Lucy. I have fallen in love with the Nuvo glue that I'm going to be using here. I'm already addicted to the crystal drops, and this glue is fabulous. It has such a nice fine tip, and it comes out so smoothly. So I'm just randomly placing some sequins around the card and onto the sentiment banner. I place a couple dots of glue down and then I go ahead and attach just a variety of sizes that came into this mix. This completes the card process. I hope you enjoyed it and got some inspiration from it. I will have the links provided down below and also on my blog. I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video today. I would love a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and feel free to drop me a comment down below. I do go through and read all of my comments. Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel and you can keep up to date with all of my creations. Have a fabulous day.